boys, casting day to day, getting ready for this test number 2. And I mixed up a pot of lead, got them cast. Now I'm fixing to powder coat them, 5 different colors. Well, about this lead, we're going to use the old timers recipe and see if those old timers were full of beans or what. So this young puppy got himself a new hollow point mold, and he runs over to Gramps' house. He says, "Gramps, I got me a new hollow point mold, so I want to cast up some hollow points, and I want to shoot them fast. I want to make some big mushrooms." And then Gramps, he shook his head, "Yeah, okay." So the kid says, "Well, what kind of lead do I need?" And old Gramps, he says, "Well, sonny boy," says, "you go out there in the back 40 and get yourself a handful of them old tire weights off them old trucks." He said, "Then you go in the barn and get some of that lead there that I've been using on my front stuffer." And the kid goes, "Okay, Gramps," says, "how do I mix them?" He says, "Well, sonny boy," he says, "you just mix them 50-50. The kid goes, 50-50? "Yeah, that'll be fine." So kid says, "But Gramps, my friend said that I gotta put 2% tin in there for fill out." And old Gramps says, "Well, son, you tell your little friend that I said he's just full of horse apples." And so that's the recipe. 50-50, clip-on wheel weight, and the corncob lead. That turned out to be real soft lead. 5.2 BHN on that. I did all the testing this morning. It's been 48 plus hours since I cast it, so I figured it's had time to come up and start settling. It'll still climb over time, but not by much. And then the fish weights, not the fish weights, the clip-on wheel weights came out to 12.1 BHN. So we're mixing 50-50, 12.1 BHN and 5.2 BHN. And I've got some slugs cast up for testing the BHN of that, but I'm gonna have to wait a couple days for that to settle. So give me a little while. I'll get some powder coating done and I'll show that batch to you. I can show you now how they cast up, see if old Gramps was right about that fill out. Let's check that out. Okay, that's how much I had left over out of making 2 pounds. That's 8 ounces right there in that little bar. I made 2 pounds of mix. Here's our 234 grain, I believe how they come out. This is at 245 grain semi wad cutter, if it's a solid. So with this stuff here, it weighs 234. So I imagine they'll be 235 when they're powder coated. Here's that MP mold Penta. That one is 211, I believe. There's the cups. They come in at 208. Here is the old 452374, I think, 225 round nose for the 45 ACP, 225 grain, I think I said that. Anyway, these got the tri-tips, tri-cavities in them. And then there's that little 200 grain semi wad cutter that's in that same mold. There's those tips on it. So I'd say fill out was really outstanding. These right here are just beautiful, the way that Eric Olin fits those pins in his molds. It's a seamless transition between the pins and the cavity. So in a few minutes, here's some colors here that we're going to work with. See if I can mix them up so no matter what happens, we can tell who was who after we do some splattering. And there's my test subjects there. All right, be back in a minute, boys. Okay, there they are, powder coated. I've got them separated and weighed so we get an idea of what we're working with. This left column is going to be shot as empty cavity. Right column have the silicone plug. I've got those plugs all down in there. All these are empty cavities here. So what I figure we're going to do is shoot 3 from each category. These are the tri-cavity here, semi-wad cutter, same thing here with a plug. Tri-cavity round nose, and same thing with a plug. Cup, round nose, same thing with a plug. And right on down, there's these are pentas, empty, pentas with a plug. Then this is the old heavy boy here, 236 grains on these boys. This is that, you don't see much information on this at all for the 45 ACP in the single action Army Colt, yeah. But there they are, and there's their plugs. So we're kind of writing the rules here on this test number 2 as we go, but I figure 3 shots of each one would at least give us some kind of idea about extreme spread and standard deviation, then give us a little average. So can't hurt. The more information, the better. All right, that wraps this up. That's all the preliminary work I got to do until I get ready to load them. And I think I'll just load them up and have them ready to go. And then on test day, that's all we're going to do is test. And then we'll take a look at the results. So this should be the end of all the preliminary work on this first complex test. And then from now on, we'll get more and more simple and more quick getting this work done. All right, thanks for watching, fellas.
Lazy bone, sleeping in the sun. How you expect to get your day's work done? You never get your day.